Just a little pre-workout snack. Starving right now. Some salad with some fish, properly seasoned, Caribbean style. And yeah, tomatoes, spinach, cucumbers, and a little bit of cheese to add a bit of flavor. Yeah. Alright, cool. Boom. Another leg day again. Yeah, I just decided, you know what, I really need to get the legs up, strengthen them a bit. No best way to start than to actually do some warm-ups on the leg press machine. Here, whenever you do this exercise, it's best to start from somewhere a bit lighter. Because, yeah, you might think, okay, the leg muscles are pretty big, so you can just bang out as much as you want from the beginning. But just as with every muscle, and not just the muscle but the joint, you need to make sure all those fluids which help to coat the joints and make sure everything moves smoothly are warmed up. So here I started off with some light weights, then worked my way up. With all the reps, if you look at it carefully, you'd notice that I don't fully extend my legs so that the knees don't overextend, because what can happen is with heavy weights, if you mess up with that extension, the weight can easily snap your knees, and I don't want to risk that. That's the one thing, yeah. Hey, you see me touching the knees every now and again because even though you can't see the top of the weight properly, I think for that piece I had like probably like 300 and something kilos, and I just used my hands and my knees because I didn't put the strap on, and I wanted a bit of safety. And then on the way back down, I made sure I increased the reps to just give it a final burn. From there I moved on to do some seated leg extensions. This is a really good exercise if you don't want to do anything on the leg press machine, as it's not as stressful on your knees. And one good thing, if you're gonna do this, you can also focus on each leg at a time. I mean, you can do that with the leg press machine, but then the stress on the knees would be a lot more. So yeah, same thing here. You come fast with, just like with every movement you do. If you're pushing, you push really hard, and then you bring the weight down slowly. Same thing with the legs. You come up really fast, and then you go down really slow. You control the weight. Also important to do the hamstrings. That's one part of the leg that you see most people neglect, because the lactic acid builds up pretty quickly in the hamstrings when you do that type of workout. But it's a key part. You don't want your legs looking like it's really massive on the front and then there's nothing behind it. From there I moved on to doing some calf workout. The key thing when you're doing calves is to hit it from all three angles. First I started off with my feet pointing, my toes pointing forward, then my toes pointing outwards, and now as you can see my toes pointing inwards. Just try it. All of them you hit the calves on different angles, and that's one thing that you should try to incorporate in all your movements. Hit the muscles on different angles.
It's cardio time!
So I wanted to ensure I hit the lower abs when I did the cycling. The key thing you have to do here is to ensure you lean back. Yeah, just lean back a bit so you hit the lower abs even more, and don't use your hands. The split I was doing here was, I think it was something like 30 seconds on a slower pace. Then I kicked it up to a much higher pace, 30 seconds again. Then to the max, 30 seconds, that's when I was standing, pedaling. And, repeated that a few times. Then moved on to some lunges. At this point I was dying. My legs were like, yo, we need to take a break, boy. But I just had to keep going, you know what I mean? That's how you see results. So did a few of these back and forth, doing these lunges. Not the easiest thing, but has to be done. And it's very key to help focus on the stabilizer muscles. And here I'm doing another set of lunges, but with the weight over my head. This is very cool for ensuring you keep your core stable, and also you hit your shoulders as secondary muscles, I guess you can say. So this is a pretty all body workout if you think about it. So it's good to actually try these things. Give it a shot and just see how I feel anyway. So as promised, there's a bit more of my diet and nutrition plans. I'm more along the lines of cutting carbs. So stuff like pasta, bread, and things like that. Just make sure you check the macros on the packets. Anything with like high carbs, I tend to cut it down a bit and increase more green stuff. So I'll eat a lot more vegetables now and still keep the protein up, because you don't want to be losing muscle mass along the way. That's one of the key things. So keep the protein up, cut down on your carbs, and as usual, drink water instead of all the fizzy drinks, carbonated stuff. They're not good for you at all anyway, so don't even entertain that. You should not try to, you can't fully cut all carbs out of your diet. You need it for energy and just basic, just to keep a basic, healthy, balanced diet. Another thing is, you should pick up your cardio. When I say pick up, like increase the amount of cardio you do. Even if you don't want to do straight up like running and stuff, do more like high intensity training, so HIIT training. Cut down the intervals between cut down your rest periods, and make sure you go really super intense. Every time you leave the session, you should be sweating. Alright? A key thing to look at when you're trying to check your general caloric intake and everything like that is your starting point. So that's when you want to look at your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. That's the amount of like energy, the amount of calories you use just to keep you alive, just to keep breathing. You could go online and just put in those numbers in any website and you should be able to find the values. So at least you burn those from just being alive every day. And then you can start adding on extra calories from your diet to make sure you have a deficit at the end of the day. I think that's generally it. So key things: cut down the amount of carbs, eat more vegetables, drink loads of water, and kick up your cardio. That's what I'm doing. We'll see if that works. Nice sunny day here in London, so I'm gonna go enjoy that. Peace.